And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LPL, the League of Legends Pro League, of course, here on Twitch TV, broadcast in English, made possible in part by our friends at Gozu Gamers and Games in Asia. Wrapping them here with Nero, and up on your screen, the stats for Game 1. See, 24 to 25, about the most even game you could possibly get there. 62 and 63 in assists. And then you can see the MVP is Summer. Just got incredibly tanky there. Was always the guy to go in. And honestly, you could have made an argument for Axine there as well, just because he went in quite a few times, was the big tanky man in the front, and honestly just a big team effort there. You'll notice that Wei Zhao did not get the MVP there. He threw that game away so many times, diving in just really aggressively, but in the end it is World Elite take down game number 1 over their sister team, WEA Academy.
Yeah, I'd still like someone to explain to me why Sin picked up this Thorn Mail. That just didn't make sense to me. And yeah, there was a lot of plays that didn't really make sense in this game. The last fight, pretty much.
Alright, yeah, fights were a little bit weird for both teams, and to be honest, okay, well, here's something big. You gotta take a look at this. Look at these prediction rates for these casters. They're actually pretty good, but does look like 86%. I don't have 86% prediction rate for these games, but I think this is fairly easy to predict, but it's not easy when you look at the games and how close they are.
And World Lead versus World Lead Academy, and World Lead Academy having such a big chance of winning the game. So at the very beginning of the series, I said they will put up a good fight, and actually I believed that they can win the games, and it could have even been a 2-0 at this stage. But no, they will throw the game with such a huge lead, with 2 or even 3 Barons on their side already.
It's true, they got
just a blue buff.
3 Barons that game. Like, okay, well, that's a pretty strong lead. To be honest, you can take a lot of credit for being able to do that to World Elite, currently the ranked 3 team in LPL. So that's still pretty impressive, but it doesn't matter how strong a position you can get in the game. It matters whether or not you win. And at the end of the game, after all was said and done, it was World Elite that walked away with the victory. So game number 2 coming up, and the same problems plaguing WEA Academy as they have always had. In fact, if you guys remember the last time we faced off against their sister team, WEA Academy, the same thing happened. Like, almost like picture perfect WEA Academy. They had crazy good rotations during the first 20 minutes of the game, and then it just started slowly slipping out of their grasp. And they wound up losing, of course, 2-0 in that series as well. So coming in here to game 2, you see the man himself there on your screen, the MVP at Summer. He'll be looking good coming in for World Elite versus WEA Academy here in game 2.
Alright, so we'll get to see how this game goes, because the previous one was just next level double lift red buff throws. That's just what I have to say about this game, nothing else.
Also, if WEA Academy learn
carry.
one lesson, it's don't face check your buffs late game. Like, just don't face check anything. Carry like sell a BF sword or something, pick up some wards, because at least you won't throw the game super hard by running headlong into the enemy team. So picks and bans coming your way for game number 2. World Elite swapping to the blue side. They'll ban out the Rengar. Axin actually did a pretty good game with Rengar last trip. So definitely don't want to see Soist playing that champion. Lee Sin, also a ban you're going to see out here. Neither team wants to see that champion out on the Rift. And of course, there's the Kassadin too.
So yeah, waiting for some more bans to come out. Well, there was the Jace and the Kale in the previous game, so we'll get to see if these 2 guys get banned once again.
Yeah, I see Lulu now the ban. That's actually kind of interesting, banning him there against Mickey God. I think that really hurts Mickey God because he doesn't have a very well-established champion pool just yet. He kind of plays a little bit of everything. You can see the Jace out there. It's something he has played before. But he does favor this sort of big assassin sort of mid laner. And you can really see his Lulu is doing a good job saving Soist all the time, but didn't really pump out the same damage that Ninja did.
Kog'Maw ban coming out too, so yeah, there's still Jason Kale open, and there's the last ban. coming up from World Elite Academy. Will it be the scale or will it be left out open? And well, pretty much World Elite is on the blue side, so Academy really do have to worry about what gets picked up.
Yeah, and of
Kale
course,
gets banned.
taking a very slow trip through these bans, and oh, there's the Kale ban as well. This is the patch where Kale got nerfed, so still, the ban on Kale is super confusing to me because we were just talking about Lee Sin and how you have to ban that champion away. Like, Lee Sin's good on almost every single player on World Elite, like with the exception of maybe Wei Zhao. We've seen support Lee Sin before, even, but probably going to be in the jungle there on Axe. Seen incredibly strong champion to let through, and off the back of that WEA, just grab a Thresh Jarvan. So I have to see if taking that Thresh away from Conan was worth it.
Yeah, we'll get to see. UJ had a little bit of good plays on this Leona in the previous game, and look at that. Both Leona and Lulu got banned. And yeah, Mickey plus UJ, they did really, really big plays in the previous game. So banning out 2 of these champions will definitely mean that this Thresh needs to go to UJ. And we'll get to see what he does with this champion. And yeah, actually Braum. That was the thing that I was about to say. This Braum is the champion that got left out open, and he'll probably get locked in.
How about that Teemo, though? I see you. Axine. He's thinking about it.
I don't know. Maybe the AD carry Lee Sin and then Teemo in the jungle.
Oh, that's true. I did say you could play Lee Sin in every role for World Elite, but yeah, they're gonna lock in the Lucian instead. Much bigger comfort pick there for Wei Zhao. I thought he was gonna go for the Corki this game. Like I said, his last 3 games have been Corki Kog'Maw. But man, the first big Thresh for WEA, like, I don't think that did anything. Like, they gave away a super strong jungler, so grabbing Jarvan for Soist, while he's good at Jarvan, it's not like you're taking anything away from World Elite. And you take Thresh, but you give away Braum, who's got almost like a 60% win ratio, so at least WEA will get an Aurelia for Khan up in the top lane. Han Belong, a great Aurelia player. His Aurelia, his Jax, both incredibly strong, but why you pick Aurelia when Jax is open is gonna be a mystery to me.
Yeah, I know. I really want to get into the heads of some of these players with Sin picking up the Thornmail and against a 2 double AP comp.
Like,
and now Mickey going for this Aurelia lock-in for Khan when the Jax is open.
Like, it feels like World Elite are playing blind pick right now. Like, they literally got the strongest champion in every single role. Maybe with the exception of Kassadin for Ziggs, of course, but with what Ninja did on Ziggs last game, just pumping out so much undeniable damage, like, I don't think there's a last pick in the world here for World Elite that make them win this game, but Ahri could be one of them. Ahri does very well against Ziggs, has wave clear, has assassination and kill potential, and something Ziggs will never have, and that is the ability to roam across the map. Make some big side lane plays, but all switching things up there. Is it the Orianna? SMLZ went with it again. Oh, they switch it back and lock it in. It's Ahri for Mickey God. Pulling it out against Ninja.
And Mickey did play this Ahri in the previous week already, so he's just going for the champion once again. It's not the first time we see it coming out from him, but we'll get to see how he does with it. And I really want to see Khan and this Jax. Why doesn't he give it to me? Why? And he doesn't decide to go for the Gragas this time around, even though it's still open.
Yeah, this is super weird for WE Academy. They give away every single strong champion, and they pick, like, not even just, like, second-tier champions. Like, there's a Sivir, Ahri, Aurelia, like, I don't know. They're going to have to rely on individual player strength because those champions will get outscaled so hard as the game progresses.
Alright, so we'll be getting into the game in just a second, and, well, seeing this Lee Sin, as you said, pretty much every single champion on the lineup of World Elite main roster just looks so good. On the other hand, World Elite Academy, once again, setting themselves up for a little bit of a struggle.
Well, we're gonna see how these teams face off. It's game number 2, and the best of 2 is World Elite take on their sister team, WEA Academy. We'll have game 2 coming up here in just a second, so take a quick break, and we'll be back for the start of game number 2.
好，我们看到双方选手都已经准备就绪，马上进入到 WEA 和 WE 的第2场较量。
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LPL. Of course, it's coverage in English here on Twitch TV. Broadcast made possible in part by our friends at Gosu Gamers and Games in Asia. If you guys missed game number 1, it's World Elite, who stuck it out over a 40-minute game and finally closed things out. Came back from a big deficit and losing 3 Barons to take out WEA Academy. Khan and Same just playing around up top lane. I think Khan wins that trade pretty hard, so...
Yeah, but why did he get into the stun? After all, still, he came back into the stun, got a little bit of damage. Oh, that was weird.
Oh, no, Axine's actually going to find a little bit of extra damage here onto Soist. He's down to half health. Soist could die there, do another Q combo, but some nice pressure by World Elite. Probably won't matter all that much. Should still have 2v1 lanes. No big mystery there.
All right.
So Nero, tell me what you're most excited to see here, because we saw the epic 1v1s between Wei Xiao and SMLZ. I think SMLZ actually won more of those, but mostly just because Wei Xiao kept dashing into the enemy team. But against the perfect team comp of World Elite, like, what's WEA Academy supposed to do?
Get Khan going, like, I guess. I mean, he's playing this Irelia so well, but I still can't understand why he didn't go for the Jax. He should have, but okay, Khan still is the big thing in World Elite Academy's roster.
Khan's an amazing Jax player. Like, he's super good at Jax, but you pick the Irelia. I don't know. As far as like diving carries, Irelia does more like upfront burst damage to AD carries if you're diving the backline, or any carry for that matter. Just because you turn on the true damage, you've got the burst from Blade Surge. So that's cool and everything, whereas Jax, oh, Soist, though, is going to get caught out here. He's continuing this fight even though he's losing because he expects Mickey God to back him up, but I don't think he's in any position to do that. Axine is going not only for the level 2 gank, but it's a level 2 jungle gank, just trying to keep Soist away from this blue. And yeah, there's nothing Soist can do about this. He is so much weaker in that 1v1.
Definitely this season is going to have a little bit of an advantage unless someone is coming to help, but Soist is just going to get forced away, and actually he turns it around because he has the white damage.
Yeah, he's going to get one last auto attack flash over the wall. The red buff damage from Soist. Too strong. That white. MVP. Yeah. That white deserves some XP. Like, you got to level that guy up off of that. Perfect usage of that neutral creep damage and just the smallest miss micro from Axine there. Aggro's the white camp and cost him his life.
That is just incredible. And that just shows how Soist is strong. He had everything in his mind right then going for this fight. He knew that white will deal a little bit of damage. He knew that he can come out on top. He didn't go for the support from his duo bot lane. He just went for a 1v1 fight. Wow, that's so good. And he has the blue buff too, so no problem.
So if you're looking at one thing about WEA Academy, their team comp kind of screams mid-game. It's like, how on earth do you win with this late? You're going up against a Jax Ziggs, like, especially with Lee Sin in there to make the picks, like, that is a little bit rough. The only problem is, if you're going for a mid-game team comp, you don't let the other guys have Lee Sin or Braum. Like, Braum keeps your bottom lane super, super safe, and with a Lee Sin, he's going to be able to put out a ton of early game pressure across the map to kind of get these carries to the mid game, to the late game. WEA Academy, they've got to make this play before like the 25 to 30 minute mark, because after that point, the champions are just playing better for WEA.
Alright, so we have Salma and Sin in the top lane, and Khan is still going for a little bit of the damage, or rather a little bit of aggression, which is weird. Why do you go for this 1v2? Khan is just going for the weirdest things in this
Soas
match.
has a perfect gank route here, but you can see Wei Zhao and Conan. I feel like the way that you win games here in LPL is just to play as scared as you possibly can, watching out for these big roaming plays for the ganks. And Jarvan's still waiting. They're actually going to be forced to go for a dive this time down bottom. Soas in perfect position. Just can't dive a Braum there. Even though he's level 3, he still has way too much lockdown to deal with.
We did get to see a dive, pretty much the same one with 3 members of the red team going for a dive on the bottom. Tier 1 turret, actually. Oh, I got a little bit confused, but yeah, and it failed. So that would have been a bit of risk coming out from World Elite Academy, and especially having this Braum right there. It's an easy stun, especially with a Lucian. So, well, I guess World Elite would have got a little bit of juicy kills.
So yeah, in the bottom lane, it's kind of teacher versus student, master versus apprentice. We definitely saw Wei Zhao win that matchup out in game 1. Mid lane, of course, as well, sort of the battle of the new Korean players. Gonna see if Mickey God can find that, but look at Axine immediately force the flash out there, Mickey. I don't know how much harder he can dive on that. Perfect positioning from Axine. He read that a mile away. I was there right in time to save Ninja.
Alright, so 400 gold difference, or the 300 gold difference at this moment. World Elite Academy over World Elite, getting the first blood in the jungle, and it's just the junglers that got a little bit of benefit on that.
Bottom
so
lane's about to heat up here. We got Soas who can go in from behind. He sweeps the bush to make sure it's okay. But the death sentence onto Conan. Wei Zhao's going to keep himself safe there so that Conan can use the stand behind me. But the knockup comes down as well. Last auto attack again from SMLZ. Takes him down. First blood and second kill for WEA Academy.
Wow, but Soy is just waiting for this knockup, waiting and waiting and waiting. There comes the flash from Conan, and he misses the knockup on Conan. Well, a little bit of a misplay, no, but yeah, still SMLZ got the kill, but still had to burn his own flash.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's such a good exchange.
Yeah, I think we might be a little bit distinct. I'm at 720, 721, so making sure that we stay up there. Got to see the turnaround here. Khan's playing against Salme, but backs off in time. You can see the sustain very high for both top laners. Flask, Doran's Blades, Potions. They're going to be up there for a while. Big even fight here. Khan wants to fight. Salme's not going to let it.
Nope, but Khan is still going for tiny bits of damage one by one, and actually creating a little bit of an advantage in the top lane, which is a good thing for him.
Yeah, keep in mind, Salme doesn't have any lifesteal in his runes. He's got that from the Doran's Blades. But Aurelia's E10 style is going to be vastly superior to, as far as lane sustain. At least until Salme can get a Vamp Scepter. But we'll see if Mickey God can land that taunt. Man, Ninja's just so good at dodging those. I guess that's where he gets his name.
Yeah, but still Khan finally showing us why this Aurelia pick is a little bit better than Jax. Having such a big CS lead and leading in the damage too. We'll see. So is heading into the top lane, so something might happen right now.
Yeah, now Soas can get the knockup here. Double stun. There's actually a knockup not canceling the counter strike or the leap strike away. Usually you save the knockup on Jarvan so that when the Jax leap strikes away to safety, you can just knock him up and chase him down. But nice stun by Salme. Leap strikes out to safety. So good play right there. MVP from game 1. So looking to earn it for a second time here in game 2. Now he's actually turning it aggressively. Mega Inferno Bomb will miss. Last auto attack is good. Salme there with his second. That's his first kill. First blood actually for World Elite, or at least their first kill of the game.
Well, and he did inherit the red buff after Jarvan the 4th. So that is a really big thing, especially for a Jax. In the fights in the top lane, he might be a little bit better. But Mickey has to watch out in the middle lane too.
Yeah, Mickey is just, he's getting pressured at all fronts. Axion's been mid like 3 times this game, and all in very, very key situations. The first gank is huge for, or the first all-in is huge for Ari, because that is when your lane opponent is going to be weakest. After that, you can see Ninja went straight for the Athenes, and he'll have the completed Athenes here not too long. With the way he's been farming. And once he gets that Athenes, he'll be pretty safe from Ari all-ins until she hits another big power spike. So denying the Ari early pressure in that early 1v1, denying any sort of gank potential from Jarvan by creating so much pressure. WEA Academy, they've got to make a move here in the next 10 minutes, or else scaling is not going to look in their favor.
Yeah, and once again, they need to make a move in the early game, and then they need to hold on to it later on, and that's the most difficult thing for them, as we know from the previous games that they played.
Well, at least for the time being, WEA Academy, they've shown themselves to be very good early game, very good at like creating leads, but maybe following up on them a little bit more difficult. This time around, they actually not setting themselves up very well for late game lead, but oh, the bottom lane, we're going to see them knock up the downfall of UJ. UJ is going to go down. Just perfect play by Conan. He just goes in for the ult. Wei Zhao's there for the follow-up, and that is that Braum Lucian combo. It's the Brombo combo in the bottom lane. Giving the second kill to World Elite.
But Jarvan was sitting right behind, so it was a little bit of a failed engage from World Elite Academy, actually. They wanted to go for some aggression, and, well, Conan is being too OP.
Yeah, Conan is like, needs to be named Kopnen, because then he can fit the OP in his name. It's definitely what he was there. And off the win in the team fight bottom lane, it's going to be World Elite rotating towards that Dragon area. I don't think they're necessarily going to start it up, but they will clear out the area and at least make sure that if they are able to make a pick somewhere else, they'll be able to take it down.
Well, see how it develops. Well, the Dragon focus should begin in just a second. So yeah, So is actually being the better jungler in this game might guarantee the first Dragon to World Elite Academy, and that would be a really good thing for them.
But even, I mean, I don't think World Elite would be too afraid of just giving up an early Dragon, because if you look at it, they've got just about even CS in every lane, so they're not falling behind, and all they need to do is stay even. I mean, even Salmei's down by like 10 CS, but he doesn't really care because he's not getting shut down like he was in Game 1.
Yeah, and he still does have this Jax, so that is a good point to show. Well, Salmei is just gonna be really strong in the top lane exchanges. Look at that, Khan versus Salmei all the time, just poking themselves around.
And actually, Khan's gonna win this matchup, especially with the gank coming in. That's just way too easy. Even with the ward, it was just perfect play. Khan would have won that in the 1v1, but some nice help from
So it's
yeah,
a little bit of gold from this
from Jarvan.
too,
Now,
so.
the play, correct me if I'm wrong, for World Elite is just to go straight for the Dragon because the jungler's top lane. But why didn't Axion go for it?
No idea. Axion is just showing us the weirdest plays ever today, alongside with Khan with his picks. Twice not going for his best Jax, and now it's going for the Thornmail in the previous game against double AP, and now going for the Dragon. Finally.
Yeah, he picked a very late timing to go for that. Conan's going to get Death Sentence, Flayed, Box, the whole 9 yards. At least Conan's in a little bit of a rough spot, but he's got the rest of his team there to back him up. Gets to stand behind me, back to Wei Zhao, but nowhere to run. He's going to get dunked down on. Death Sentence follow-up will miss on to Wei Zhao. Wei Zhao's out of there, but now Axion in a little bit of trouble. Tries to escape to the double golems, and we'll finally go down to take him out.
Well, Khan doesn't even bother to chase in. He just goes for the middle lane. Straight away, the Dragon will go down to World Elite Academy, though, but they have to watch out for the turrets in the top.
Yeah, they're going to trade a turret for this, which is completely and totally fine. Actually, almost a better play for World Elite because they got Jax free farm, and now he's going to be able to catch back up in CS. Maybe. All right, take that back.
Actually, not really.
Yeah, Khan made it back top in time.
Yeah, not really, because it's still the 10 CS difference in favor of Khan. But still, the dragon goes down, so it always is a gold advantage in favor of Aurelia in the top lane. And
Well, we got
well,
support Lee Sin down here. We'll see how
You
well he
called
works
it?
out there. Yeah, I was like,
Alright.
hey, you can play Lee Sin in just about every role. I've seen support Lee Sin. I think it was either Mata or Mafa a couple splits ago in OGN that brought that one out. I was just like, all right, man, I believe, but actually not as wild, not as wacky as you'd expect. So we'll see if it's still a thing. Worked out pretty well. Gave WEA some pressure down there, but he'll switch things back. He's gonna upgrade to Conan. And
everything goes down to the Ardent Sensor. Hey, you've got the shield, man.
oh, that's true.
Alright.
Yeah, Ardent Sensor Lee Sin. So what? The item gives you a ton of AP. It's all about that shield.
Yeah, no problem.
And we've actually seen LPL teams pick Janna specifically for the shield and maybe the move speed on these comps like this, but still have yet to see Janna win a game in LPL. So the shield Ardent Sensor combos, not something a lot of teams are prioritizing. Lantern backwards, but no one to come back in. A little bit of a chicken game there from UJ.
Alright, so we do have the advantage in kills in favor of World Lead Academy. That's really good for them
Khan is
also.
baiting this top lane for Soa so hard, but I think Salme is a little bit too obvious, or too aware, rather, of how obvious that was. He calls Axine up to the top lane. They're actually going to go in for the 1v1 jungle fight, but Axine is like so low from doing that white camp. He was not even going to try for the 1v1 dragon kick back, and oh, now this dive on Salme might actually happen, but not going to go too aggressive.
I don't know if you remember what happened just a while ago when the game started. The white was the MVP, so once again,
Oh, that's true.
Sin
White's
is killing the white, so he could have gone down to Source right there.
It's true. White Camp deciding the outcome of this game, no doubt. Salme's gonna flash out there, but there's no way to get away from the counter-strike. So is now actually the one in trouble, Mickey. Oh, okay, Mickey God's there. 3 champions top lane just to kill Salme. You can tell we Academy are very scared of that snowball starting to roll.
Yeah, but Source still going for a really safe play right there. Jumped in with the Cataclysm and just flashed away from the counter-strike. Just didn't want to get this stun. It's not a lot of damage. He still panicked a lot. So now wow, Mickey getting caught.
Yeah, okay, well, Mickey there, that's his own fault. Okay, well, that's why you don't stick
That was
around.
weird.
He could have just kept walking and lived. Like, he had no reason to just stop, but got caught out. And great pick there by World Elite. It's probably going to gift them this mid turret if they push it hard enough, but may just go for extra damage. Khan's still pretty scary.
Wow. And that was really so awkward. He went into the Baron. Baron killed him.
Soist, always the one to go into fights, even if maybe it's a little bit ahead of schedule now. Oh, the perfect pick. UJ goes down. No questions asked about that. There's no dragon, so not really that big a deal. But we Academy, a little bit of lack of coordination starting to show.
And World Lead Academy, they are just losing one after another. And this time, and this way, it might actually turn around. They do not have a big gold advantage, so World League just grabbing some picks may really come back in gold and turn the game around.
One thing I will never understand about the LPL scene as a whole is that it's so binary. Either you have these 5-man roaming gang squads that are just like going around killing everything for the first like 10-15 minutes of the game. Or you just never group up, you always split, and it's only the junglers that make plays. And to be honest, at least as far as like even the supports early on, you have to focus on that just because I feel it's mostly UJ who was more of like the stay in lane, always lane kind of support, whereas Conan is the roamer. But oh, Mickey God's in a little bit of trouble here. Dashes over the wall, but it's not going to be Soist in a good spot there. Follow-up kill there for Axine. Grabs him down, and that is going to be another pick for World Elite. They just keep finding these, and this time, it's going to be mid-turret.
Yeah, most probably it is.
And Dragon off the back of it if they want it. Death Sentence onto Wei Zhao. No, he gets picked there. Dashes all the way back out. The follow-up kills under the turret as Khan goes down to Ninja. Now you have to ask yourself if Wei Zhao did that on purpose. If he did, he's a genius. If he didn't, then well played by the rest of his team, saving his life.
Yeah, but you said it's gonna be the turret, but I'm actually seeing like 4 members around this turret. Why should I give it away for free? And there we go, a nice hook, but still didn't work out. That's kind of a pity. I really do want to see World Elite Academy come out on top right here to prove that they do not deserve to be in the bottom half of the standings. And to prove that actually everyone was right by saying they might actually be better than World Elites.
Well, to be honest, if you've been watching a lot of World Elite Academy games in LPL, like, very few of them are stomps. Like, okay, sure, they have their pay. Oh, the face check this time from Conan. Conan got nowhere to go, Nen, and he is going to go down there. Immediate retreat afterwards, but, oh, now we're going to see if Axine can catch out onto Khan. No follow-up there, and Soist actually able to escape in the bottom lane. Oh my gosh, can't avoid the Mega Inferno Bomb. Takes him out, and it's a 1-for-1 trade. And, oh, now Khan's not in a good place. Might actually, oh, he does take the Lantern out, Khan. Can he escape this one? Yes, but we just gonna take the Dragon off the back of it. Great picks and pressure. We just better as a team.
Yep. And that's what I said. It's all about the picks. World Elite finally getting something one after another. They came back in the gold. Now took the Dragon, took the middle turret. And they will be just snowballing from now on. They do have the Jacks. They have the Ziggs. I don't really see World Elite Academy doing well from now on because they are losing in the fights. We have seen it happen already.
Exactly. We were a little bit confused by the champion select just because you're kind of questioning, all right, why didn't they pick stronger just overall champions? But the only thing I can think of is that we Academy were going for an early game pressure team composition. And I think early game is about to be over, and we Academy are in for a world of hurt.
All right, so World Elite actually going for a little bit of a Baron Pit focus already. So that might be the thing. But still, both of the junglers have such a good performance in this best of 2. Sometimes they do some questionable plays, but yeah, they are really strong. So the steals are a possibility, I do believe.
Oh, steals. The only problem is like World Elite Academy. Once they get a lead, they then sort of don't know what to do with it. Well, now they're still looking for a lead, and it's starting to get later and later on into the game. The picks are really strong for World Elite just because it's not. They don't have to do anything for their champions to be strong. They can split evenly across this entire first 30 minutes and just come out ahead based on champion choices. You actually notice even Axine didn't apply all that much pressure out there on the map, at least during the first like 10 minutes. He wound up dying for first blood. So World Elite not actually doing all that well for the early game, but they wind up coming out breaking even here at the 21-minute mark. And at the very least, gotta look towards Ninja again. He's gotten Ziggs both times, and both times looked very strong now. 3-0-2.
Alright, so World Elite Academy, maybe it is about falling a little bit behind and then coming back into the game because they can't win when they have a big lead. But if they fall a little bit too far behind, then they are losing the game. So it's just a tight margin that they need to lose by like 1k gold difference.
And look at what the plan is.
I just don't get World Elite Academy.
Exactly. Look at what their plan is right now. They were pushing down bottom, trying to make that a 2v1 that Same wouldn't be able to handle. But immediately they just ping mid. They're just like, all right, we have to take a turret right now. 5 champions, mid lane, let's go. And then they realize they're going up against the Ziggs. So they're like, all right, can't push mid anymore. Where do they go next? And you can see just a lack of clarity. We Academy just don't know what their next objective is. Can't push mid because of Ziggs. their best chance is probably to go back down to bottom lane, try to pick Sao Mei again. They've done it twice last game. Still have yet to make anything happen.
So still 7-6. The numbers are now in advantage of World Lead. So they don't really care about World Lead Academy trying to push it up. As you said, they do have the Ziggs, so the wave clear is there. And they are just waiting for Jax to get fed once again. Pretty much the same as in the previous game.
Yeah, waiting for Jax to get fed. It's kind of the story of World Elite. I mean, Sao Mei got an MVP last time after starting out with, let's just say, a less than impressive start to the game. Wound up going negative, and of course he brought it back. And this time around, he's actually splitting even, 1-1 and 2. Of course, he's been down in CS most of the game, but it's not really impacting his item count too much.
All right, so they are leading in the turrets too, so that is a little bit of an advantage that they can rely on. It's still, well, World League Academy, they do have this Ari, but they don't seem to use her. They use her once in the top lane to kill Sao Mei, but I haven't seen any other roam come out from the Spirit Rush.
And now it's actually into a pretty standard mid game. You should see a big 5v5. Not quite an ARAM, because if you look, Sao Mei is utilizing his teleport, his split push presence perfectly off in side lane, farming things up. And I'm not sure why Khan isn't up there trying to follow him, because I mean that's the whole point. It's one top laner goes top, and then the other one will rotate to the other lane. That's exactly what you can see Sao Mei doing. Now Khan's top lane, Sao Mei is rotating for some split push. Of course, he's stopping by the jungle to grab some extra CS. But...
All right, so Khan can actually 1v1 Sao Mei at this point. It still is a possibility for him, so that might be a thing that World Elite Academy will be looking for, but at this moment, the game is just going so slowly. No one is actually doing anything.
Yeah, oh no, Khan's top lane killing minions, and now Jax is grouped. The only problem is that, like, this is exactly what Sao Mei was doing, but in reverse. But this time Dragon's up, or at least in 20 seconds, and World Elite are going to be there right on time. So, looking good coming in here to the 25-minute mark. Blue buff going to get stolen away. I think that will go on to Ziggs. Oh yeah, Ninja got it, so good job grabbing it away from the smite. It was definitely there. Soas could have gotten that steal.
Yeah, nice one. But yeah, still looking at this Ziggs and talking about him, we have seen a huge power coming out of the Ziggs in the previous game, but right now he just has a Rabbidan's Death Cap, so it's not gonna be as strong. But yeah, I once again do want to see the Mega Inferno Bombs taking half of enemies' health, because it was just so huge back then, and it made the game pretty much for World Elite.
All talking about making the game. You're about to see Axine try to make at least something happened, but oh, the culling coming out. Nice pinch there. Mickey God's down to half HP. There's the box. It's stopping the chase, at least for a little bit. DFG's down onto Axine, but does Mickey God want to go for it? He's going to try to get the damage down over the wall, but he just goes down away. Zhao can't get the focus down, and now, oh, UJ in a little bit of trouble. Braum passive is out there. 3 more autos to get the stun. It does go down. A big knockup coming out from Soas as well, but a bigger bomb thrown in there. And oh, it's Axine going for the big play. Gets the kick backwards. Spirit of Lizard Elder not going to be enough damage. And Khan's going to be the one to make it out. No. Conan. What is good in life? It's the lamentations of your supports flashing in. Taking him down there. Bloodthirstiness to the max. World Elite follow up for the kills, and now the Dragon off the back of it. We looking good coming into the 30-minute mark.
Sin going in for a little bit of a failed kick, but it still did work out quite well. 4 for nothing in favor of World Elite, plus a Dragon. It is really good. And yeah, as I said before the fight happened, I want to see Ziggs dealing half of enemies' health with the Mega Inferno Bomb. He did throw out this ultimate, but did pretty much nothing. And well, Wei Xiao did clean the thing up. So still, that's good that there's the follow-up, but I once again want to see Ziggs making the game happen.
Game's starting to get good for Wei Xiao. After picks like that he made on the Mickey God, he's now sitting with just as good a score as Ninja is. Of course, he's down about 30 CS, but hey, who's counting? Triple items for both carries on World Elite. They are so strong. No, Wei Xiao trying to get the 1v1 again. Throws out the culling, but can't get it to land. Mickey got ulting away. Keeping himself safe there in the back, but Wei Xiao, that's the second time in a row he's been able to at least force Mickey God away, if not kill him.
Alright, so we have a little bit of a stack from World Elite Academy.
Oh, okay, and the death sentence on to Axine. He's going to safeguard his way back out of there. Mega Inferno Bomb's a little bit long. Can't find the kill on the Mickey God. But now coming back in, UJ gets another grab there. Conan's going to die. But at the same time, look at all that damage from Ninja. WEA Academy just can't go in.
Getting caught by the hook twice. Well, he paid with his life, finally. But World Elite Academy just getting a pick on a support doesn't really give them a lot. And, well, World Elite, they will be creating the map control around the Baron pit. So, it has begun, the Baron dance.
I think the beginning of the end is more what's about to happen right now. As World Elite, and keep in mind, what they've been trying to do this whole game is not, like, their win condition is not winning the game. Their win condition is forcing World Elite Academy into obscurity. Like, if you look at the objectives, they've split pretty much evenly across the board. It's really just been World Elite kind of biding their time, waiting for that one team fight. Oh my gosh, all right, Mickey, calm down. Gets finally his 1v1 all in. That was actually more like a 1v3. Mickey God, earning the last part of his name.
Yeah, definitely that was a really good one. And, well, World Elite Academy, they got the support pick, wasn't too much, but now, without Ninja, without this wave clear, they might actually go for a little bit of a turret push. And that will finally pay off. That will finally be a good thing.
All right, Mickey's got to be feeling pretty good about himself. Like, that is the quintessential, that's the Ari. That's what you do. So got the nice pick onto Ninja. So for the time being,
wow,
the wave clear is just a little bit missing there. But Axine's the one to get caught. Mickey God just landing one pick after another. And to be honest, this is a huge ability to pick champions off there. It's kind of what World Elite Academy were trying to do in game one, but couldn't quite make happen. Now, Mickey's just landing catch after catch. Mega Inferno Bomb comes out now. Oh, World Leader in a horrible position. They're all going to die here. Yeah, we've got one stun coming out there. Actually, a two-man stun from Salme as he dashes back in, but just loses a little bit too much of his health. Re-engages. Good flashback from Mickey. Doesn't have an ultimate. Bomb's going to keep coming out, but not going to hit that time. Salme gets the face in the mountain, but he's going to go down after he goes back in. UJ's going to get the biggest grab of his life there. Ninja so low, gets flayed down there in the back. Wei Xiao and Conan, the duo, survive. Maxine's going to respawn in the back in the meantime, but a 4-for-4 exchange. Man, a 4-for-3 exchange. My apologies. World Elite looking good and looking towards Baron off the back of that.
Well, call it whatever you want, because there were so many kills from the beginning until the ending of the fight that you can't really count it. But first of all, how did Mickey stay alive for so long right there on such a low health button? Got a kill on Ninja, but Wei Xiao, it was a little bit too much. Well, World Elite Academy, they finally started to come back by a little bit, and I was about to say that, yes, that's me. I said that they need to be a little bit behind to come back and maybe finally win the game, but no. It's not the way it works. World Elite will just take the Baron for free. And, well, World Elite Academy once again being pretty far behind.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the nail in the coffin for World Elite Academy. They picked a very early game to mid-game sort of pressure composition. We're supposed to lay it on, but just couldn't make enough happen. And now with 15-11 kill score, you've got Baron, Gold, CS, just about every stat you could think of going in favor of World Elite Academy. Just about the only one that's not is turrets, and something tells me they're about to take a whole lot more.
Well, World Elite, now they finally might want to go for the pushes with the Baron. But yeah, the turrets look quite even. And they do not have a lot of map control. They don't close World Elite Academy inside of their own base. They are just simply going for the picks. It's still not the late stage of the game. We're still waiting for this big thing to come out from Jax because, well, 238. Still not the biggest Jax that I've seen in my whole life.
You know, you'll actually notice he forewent the Trinity Force. Forewent, of course, being the past tense of foregone. He didn't go for it. He had the opportunity to pick it up, but he's like, hey, let me pick up tankiness instead. And that's less It's not a bad build by any means, because it just says, hey, Ninja, Wei Zhao, you guys are gods right now. Let me just build tanky so that I can be the front line. You can see the same perspective from Axine. He's got a Warmog's armor before any other item. Haven't seen the Warmog's rush for a whole lot of champions. Axine just went straight for that item after his Spirit of the Lizard Elder.
This guy, once again, going for the Warmogs. He did the same thing on the Rengar in the previous game. And will he go for the Thornmail? That is the question.
All right, well, I mean, it was a combo that worked out against the double AP comp, so.
Okay, but now it doesn't make sense. There's no double AP comp. Why would you go for a Thornmail?
Exactly. It's like you're going to be blocking physical damage now. Who wants to do that? All right, big dash in there by Khan, trying to play this very aggressively. Bombs continue to come back out. Khan, he wants to go in, and you can see he's chomping at the bit, getting those aggressive blade surges, but no engage just yet. WEA Academy sieging out at their bottom second tier turret, or being sieged rather. World Elite, keep it on the pressure.
Oh, and, seems like there can be an engage. World Elite Academy, actually.
Yeah, there's the calling coming out. Not all that much damage, just a little bit of chunk onto UJ. And there's the Mega Inferno Bomb coming in for the kill. Ninja, how does he do it? He's been hitting all those ults. Okay, he missed a couple ults, but he's been looking good. A lot of Ziggs damage. This is exactly what we saw in game number 1. It's a Ninja's Ziggs is just too good. You gotta ban that one away, but they didn't ban the Ziggs. They didn't ban the Lee Sin. To be honest, I'm kind of feeling the name change from Axine to Sin, because his Lee Sin it's looking good. It's set up for a total of 50% kill participation, so weak early game, but he's been bringing it back.
Yeah, so Ninja, that is the thing that I was waiting for. Just look at the Mega Inferno Bombs taking away a lot of World Elite Academy's health. And well, there was a good engage from the Thresh Hook. They got Sin, but not enough at all. Well, there's still Wei Xiao, there's still Ninja, there's still Salmei. What can you do against them?
What can you do against them? Well, we've seen Mickey God's logic. He's just like, well, let me sit mid and go for a pick. And honestly, that worked out pretty well the last time he tried it. But I think you need a more in-depth strategy. For World Elite Academy, they're just like, hey, let's pick strong mid-game champions and then just go for a big catch, or at least try to abuse our early game advantage. And they didn't.
So going for a little bit of a more logical explanation why there is no Thornmail coming out from Sin, there is a Frozen Hearth from Conan.
Holy
On this
cow.
throne.
Yeah, no Mikhails, no attempt at that. I think that's the next item he's going there with the Null Magic mantle. But yeah, Conan is Frozen Heart. A lot of times you'll see Threshes and Brahms go for like a Sunfire Cape, but Frozen Heart, that's a lot of cooldown, a lot of Winter's Bite. Oh, the grab in there. It's not going to be enough. Ninja staying alive there at the very end. Braum ultimate getting thrown down. There's Salmei looking for the back lines. SMLZ, you can't run from Salmei. MVP is looking like he's going to get it again. The dive works out. Ninja dies. But so does the entire team. World Elite Academy go down 5-1 versus WEA.
Just completely annihilated the backline. That is incredible. Salmei looking so strong on this Jax. And just after I said that he's not at the very late stage of this Jax, he was not really doing too well. 2-3-8 into a 4-3-9, and actually losing a lot of health to this turret.
Yeah, but there's no champions to try to stop them, and with the minions there, World Elite will take down game number 2. It'll be a 2-0 and 100% prediction rate for the casters as well. We will take out their sister team and pick up 2 points in their advancement up the LPL standings.
A very nice play by World Elite, but as I said, World Elite Academy, they did put up a good fight, but still they didn't manage to pull off the games. The first one was such a good opportunity for them. can't really make it. And yeah, Khan, talking about Khan, well, not going for his Jax. I will not understand it until the end of this day, at least.
Yeah, the mid-game team comps did not work out in Game 2, and very strong early game in Game 1 just kind of got thrown away there by World Elite Academy. They looked good starting out, but definitely kind of fell off. So we're going to head off to a quick commercial break, because that's going to do it for our first best of 2. But stick around, because if you guys thought that game was good, you don't know what's coming. It's OMG versus Edward Gaming. That's EDG. Battle of the top 2 teams in LPL. They're going to be fighting off against each other in a best of 2 coming up next. Now, there's a little bit of a break. If you guys are new to the LPL, we're going to take about an hour in between the first set and the second set. So we'll be back at, what is that, 7 Eastern Time, 4 Pacific. Of course, you guys are across the stream.
45 minutes from now.
Yep, basically, come back 45 minutes and we'll have our second best of 3 of our second best of 2 of the night as OMG will take on Edward Gaming. Once again, this is the